All right, and the top story that, in fact, the second story that we're focusing on the show today is about the Indian squad that has been revealed. The big question about who's made the cut, who couldn't. We've seen how Sanju Samson and Chahal have made the cut as far as the Indian squad is concerned. And at first, it's Hardik Pandya and Rohit's debut. Rishabh Pant, of course, has made the cut. And this is the squad that we're looking at. Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant, Sanju Samson, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube, Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal, Arshdeep Singh, Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj. That's the squad as far as the T20 World Cup is concerned. Many questions about, of course, the reserve players. You have Shubman Gill, you have Rinku Singh, you have Khalil Ahmed, Avesh Khan. A lot of questions about whether some of these reserve players should have been on the squad that finally made the cut as well. And in fact, there are a number of talking points when it comes to this particular inclusion as well as the exclusions. The first, of course, is that Rinku Singh's shock omission took international cricket by storm in the last 12 months. And with that kind of performance, 356 runs in 11 innings with an average of 89. Are we looking at a lack of opportunity in the IPL that could have cost him a spot as far as the Indian side in T20 is concerned? All right, let's move on to the next one that we're talking about. We're talking about over here, the maiden World Cup call for Shivam Dube, left-handed batter who took the IPL 2024 by storm. Incredible six hitting ability against spinners that has been seen as far as Shivam Dube is concerned. And we're moving on to the next one, Yuzvendra Chahal, of course, who's replaced Ravi Bishnoi. He, of course, is India's leading wicket taker in T20 internationals. He has not played for the national team since August 2023. And, of course, questions over there as far as Yuzvendra Chahal's selection as well. Let's also talk about Hardik Pandya, who hasn't been in the best of form recently. Of course, a big show of faith in Hardik Pandya. He struggled both with the bat and the ball in 2024 IPL. He's found a spot in the squad as the vice captain as well. Now, the big question is that whether the faith shown in the all-rounder's match-winning ability will be rewarded as far as this particular World Cup is concerned. The next aspect that we're talking about is as far as the bowling attack is concerned. 4 spinners in the squad, 2 wrist spinners, Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal, who've been included, as well as pacers in the squad as well that we are looking at this point of time. There are 2 left-arm spinners, Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja, who are there. And of course, it also shows the team is expecting slow pitches in West Indies and the United States of America, where the T20 World Cup is concerned. All right, let's also, in fact, take this across. These are some of the notable inclusions. Return of Rishabh Pant to international cricket 16 months after the car accident. Of course, the end of the day, his performance in the IPL has been rewarded with the Delhi Capitals. In IPL 11 matches, 398 runs, and of course, a strike rate of 158.57 that we're looking at. We're also talking about Sanju Samson. He's been overlooked for the T20 World Cup 2022 and the ODI World Cup 2023. And of course, he's been included this time down, been in red-hot form for Rajasthan Royals in the IPL as well, has scored 385 runs at an average of 77 and strike rate of 161.09. There's also the inclusion of Hardik Pandya, as we were talking about, coming back into the T20 team after an ankle injury. Of course, struggled with consistency in the recent IPL as well, and has scored 197 runs in 9 matches with an average of 29.83 so far, has taken only 4 wickets in 9 matches as well. And the fourth, of course, notable inclusion that we're talking about is Yuzvendra Chahal, ignored during the Asia Cup 2023 and ODI World Cup 2023 as well. Let's quickly take this across, in fact, to our guests now who are joining us. We have with us at this point of time, Alan Sippy, former cricketer, Atul Vasan, former cricketer, also joining us, Bimal Soni, former manager of the Indian cricket team. Alan Sippy, it can't be easy. There are many factors at play, but one of the things that people have noted is that, when we initially succeeded as far as the T20 World Cup is concerned, we had a much younger side. As we've gone along, have we focused on keeping the bigger faces? And could that be at the cost of T20 cricket? Because ultimately, we have seen younger sides succeed more in the past. What's your view on this?
Madhav, good evening. I think this squad is pretty good, because sometimes India's got to think differently. And I think they've thought very carefully here to have a very balanced side. So besides having youth, they've also got some experience in the side. And this side actually, you always feel that sometimes you want some player misses out and some good players misses out. Like, for example, one of my favorite players is Shubman Gill. He has missed out. But these things happen, and Shubman Gill is so young, he will come back. But this squad looks very good because the middle order in particular of this squad, besides the Surya Yadav and Shubham Dubey, these guys are fireworks. This is fireworks. So New York, America, they're going to see some real fireworks from this Indian side because India is used to playing dynamic cricket. Wherever they go, unfortunately, we haven't won the World Cup, of late. But wherever they go, India entertains. This is an entertaining team. And I'm telling you that it's exciting for Indian cricket because not only in the IPL, in the World Cup, you're going to see these young guys and the experienced guys express themselves because the IPL helps them to express themselves. And these guys have no fear. I just hope they can go on and win the World Cup.
Well, Atul is nodding his head. But before I come to Atul and Mr. Vimal Soni, let me quickly bring in some of our viewers who are joining us. Abhijit Patil with us from Pune. Abhijit, your verdict on the squad?
Hi, a decent squad, but I have just a one and a half question. One is, has somebody done a recce of the pitches in Florida and the West Indies? Because we're carrying 4 spinners and 3 pace bowlers. Now, what if one of the pace bowlers breaks down?
Yeah, very important question. In fact, there were some interesting reports about how certain pitches have probably been brought in from Australia, etc. that I've been reading. But let me quickly take this across to Karthik from Bengaluru. Karthik, your question.
Yeah, I think it is not a good squad for me because it's nearly the same squad. The main people who are there, the previous 2 editions of the T20 World Cup, like Hardik Pandya, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli and all those things, they lost badly. And 3 spinners for West Indies and USA is very bad because it will be like bouncy pitches, so spinners will be useless. Even Akshar Patel has not been very great. But I also included these 2 people that could be Rinku Singh and Shreyas Iyer. Because Shreyas Iyer is there, he brought the team to the final, the ODI World Cup. And he is a player where initial bunch of wickets falls, he comes in and tries to build a partnership and takes
right. Two very differing views there, Atul Vasan. One saying it's a great squad, others saying it's not such a great squad. And of course, at the end of the day, the question will be on the bowling and what kind of pitches that we'll have in the United States and West Indies. So where are we standing on that? Has there been some thought or a process applied in the selection?
Well, let me tell you, it's a good team and I support them and I hope they win the World Cup for us. But eventually what happens is that I've got to put my 2 pence worth in. I was just in Florida. We did the Fort Lauderdale T10 Masters. The wickets are a bit sluggish. And just 3 seamers actually doesn't sit very well with me. And 4 spinners. I mean, if you say Ravindra Jadeja and Akshar Patel, man-to-man, skill to skill, same core competence. It looks overloaded. And we got Kuldeep Yadav, we got Chahal in there. And Chahal is a good choice because remember we had a big controversy, Chahal not being picked for the Dubai T20 World Cup and we saw what happened. But just a question in there. Not saying that this team is not a good team. Not saying that the big stars are not needed. Imagine we are 135, 140 crores in India. And we've got 8 players in there who play Test cricket for India, who play One Day cricket for India, and who play T20 for India. So do we have such paucity of talent for core competence in T20? And New Zealand is a population of maybe 1/4 of Delhi. And also them, they only have 4 players who play across the formats. So, jury's still out. So you decide.
Right, jury's still out on that. Very interesting points that you put forth. Let's go across to some of our other callers with us. Sudipto is joining us from Kolkata. Yes, Sudipto.
Yeah, good evening there and good evening to all of you. I would like to tell that regarding this squad, the squad is okay, but why you left out KL Rahul? Because KL Rahul is a very prominent player. He is a very eminent player in all the forms of cricket, whether it is Test cricket, whether it is One Day cricket, or whether it is a T20 form. So KL Rahul has been playing very well in the recent IPL also.
Right.
Another thing is that the speed star Mayank Yadav, who gave really good shock to the opponents.
Right. So 2 very important names over there that you cited. We will take that across to Mr. Soni in just a minute. Nirmal Thakur is with us from Delhi. Yes, Nirmal Thakur.
Sir, good evening. I'm very happy to be on the show. Actually, one omission is Mr. KL Rahul. He shouldn't have been dropped. And one person who should not be in the team is Hardik Pandya. And not only he's been included in the team, he's been made the vice captain of the team. He's been miserable as a Mumbai Indian captain. Not only that, he's giving a lot of runs in his bowling and he's not been so consistent in his batting. KL Rahul is very consistent. I think KL Rahul is the one.
Okay.
I
want Bimal Soni to comment on that. Two KL Rahul fans back to back over there lamenting his not finding a place in that squad. Mr. Soni, what do you make of this? Is it because of the huge basket of keepers, 4 keepers, and ultimately 2 being selected for the squad? What's at play here?
What you're saying is right. First of all, KL Rahul is a good player of Test cricket and one-day cricket. But in 2020, when we've got Sanju Samson, when we've got Rishabh Pant, so we don't need an extra wicket-keeper. And at the same time, we got youngsters who have done well in 2020. So KL Rahul, of course, has missed out, is unlucky, like Rinku saying, but you can't include everybody. When you got established players for the various posts, you know. So I think it's a selector's choice. If I have to select a side, I may also drop somebody. As far as Hardik Pandya is concerned, he's done well in last 2-3 years. So for him to be rejected was not done. But I do feel that taking 4 spinners is a little bit of a luxury. They should have included 1 more medium pacer. Because if something happens to the 3 or 4 medium pacers we have, we would miss 1.
Right.
That's why I feel that 4 spinners is a little luxury.
Okay.
But at the same time, we could have included 1 more medium pacer.
Well, ultimately it boils down to the results and whether the strategy works. But let me quickly get in a word from Vidit, who's joining us from Noida. Yes, Vidit.
Hello. Yeah, I think India is, I'm Neeraj Agarwal, not Vidit, Neeraj Agarwal.
Okay.
I think India
Sorry
is very
about that.
lucky to, India is very lucky to have a T20 tournament just before the World Cup IPL. But then we should select players who are performing well in the IPL on current performance. So some players the selectors have picked up, like Chahal and others who are performing well. They have come back, Samson. But they lack courage in like taking Rohit, Sharma and Hardik. They are not performing at all in this T20. I would have liked Rohit and Hardik not to be there. There are 3 Indian openers in the IPL who are doing much, much better than Rohit. Abhishek Sharma is there, and Shubman Gill and Rituraj Gaikwad. So one of them should have been there.
Okay, very interesting point. I see Alan Sippy nodding his head. So Alan, just about 30 seconds, would you like to quickly respond to that?
Rohit Sharma is a racehorse. He knows when to run and when to play in the big match. He is a superstar, and he will do it in the World Cup as well. IPL, yes, Rohit Sharma is having a bad time, but trust me, in the World Cup, he's a big horse player. He's a big race player. He will perform really well. And Hardik Pandya, again, another person who people are criticizing. These guys are made for the big stage. Trust me, both these will perform well.
All right, completely out of time. Alan Sippy, Atul Vasan, Bimal Soni, thanks so much for joining us, as well as our viewers who in fact have come in with their opinions on this. Jury's still out on whether this will be a successful squad, but at the end of the day, as Team India, we have to cheer for the men in blue, and we certainly wish them all the success, whatever the selectors may have done as far as the international stage is concerned, as far as the T20 World Cup is concerned. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.